Did your antibiotic today?
Hmm?
Did you take your antibiotic?
Yes. Hi. Hi, Phil. Hi, Colin. Hi, guys. Hi, Jason. Hi, Ian. Hi, fella. Hi, Nick. Pause. Oh, hi, Joe. Hi, Mojave Mike. My day's good. Hi, Praxis. I decided to come on and obviously do. Oh, привіт, Kyiv. Cheers, Kyiv. I decided to come on. Shalom, привіт. I decided to come on and do updates as per usual. Hi, Michael. And then I figured out how to dispose of my tattered UA flag. Oh yeah, you were telling me about the bonfire, right? Sorry, I did see the message. I just sometimes have a really hard time responding to everything that's happening on all three screens. So if I don't get back to you immediately, don't think that I'm ignoring you. I just might be, having a hard time concentrating on all the comments. Hi, audio producer. Hi, Netlin. So I have really good news. If you were here yesterday, then you know that we are running a fundraiser, and it's for 59th Separate Mechanized Brigade. So hi from Ottawa. Hi. And this fundraiser is super important for me because it's for a brigade, that I really care about, because someone that I really care about serves there. And Hi, Tridents. And yesterday on live, we were able to raise I think it was like $900. I'm not even kidding. It was a ridiculously large amount, which was fantastic. And you guys did such a phenomenal job. And then we had $930 left to fundraise. And then today we got another $160. So now we have, Robbie, help me out here.
$770.
Now we have $770 left to go, and we will close the entire fundraiser. So with the funds that we raised yesterday and the funds that we had in the jar before, we bought the dry food rations. And if you want to see the proof of that, it's on Twitter. I posted a screenshot there. It was actually quite a ridiculous operation. And I mean it. It was literally like it was like a special military operation. I went on the website for Yilod that sells these rations, and I was trying to order 500 of them, which totaled to quite a few tens of thousands of hryvnias. And so it flagged it as fraud. My bank flagged it as fraud. My bank called me and was trying to see if I was making that transaction. I did let them know that I was in fact making that transaction. They were like, oh, okay, so we're not going to flag it. And then the website kept flagging it. Then I basically wrote to the support of LickPay, which is like the processing agent, like Stripe in America, basically, behind the payments. And they were like, oh, well, I'm sorry, but this seems like a fraudulent transaction. So if you want to be able to make payments, you are going to have to send us a picture of your passport and your card, and then within 15 minutes we can let the transaction go through. And I was like, haha, no. So anyways, I sent the money to Yulia, the other Yulia that is we're fundraising together, that we combined forces with. Yulia Tymoshenko, not the former prime minister, but just a girl with the same name who's my friend, the only Yulia Tymoshenko really that people should know about. And she tried it again, and that kind of almost worked, and then it didn't. So I just contacted the customer service behind the site, and they basically just gave me their wire transfer account, and so we wired them the money, and they're gonna send the food rations tomorrow after 4 p.m. So they should be arriving to the front by Wednesday. I also sent 110,000 hryvnias, which is $3,000, to which is $3,000 to my contact at the 59th separate mechanized brigade, and that will get them a quad. And so now we have $770 left to fundraise, so I can send that hopefully to Roman. Like Roman, he's on TikTok, and a lot of you might have seen him. He's fantastic. He's a volunteer in Ukraine, and he basically is like a fixer. He helps procure a lot of stuff. And so I will likely be buying the thermals through him because he just knows good companies. He knows what to look for and stuff. I have found a bunch that are within my budget, but I don't know if they're like the best. So that's what we are going to end up doing. And if not, then I'm just going to send the money to the brigade. His English is perfect. Yeah. And if not, then I'm just going to send the money to the brigade, and they will be able to procure thermals for themselves. But I would like to just minimize their trouble and do that without having to, involve them. So if you would like to, are you doing voiceovers in United 24 clips? I am. Yeah, I am doing voiceovers for Ukraine briefly. That's a segment on United 24 that teaches history and geopolitics. Also, hi, not hi, but hi, New Zealand, and thank you, Michael. Thank you so much. Over on YouTube, there are these like little things that could be that you can send that can be in the form of donations or stickers or things like that. So that was a very, very sweet contribution. Hi, Tara. Thank you so much. So that's kind of where we're at. If you would like to donate to the fundraiser and you are on TikTok or Instagram, you can go to my link in bio, and there is literally a field called fundraiser. If you're on Instagram, it's a link that says beacons.ai/fundraiser. And when you click on it, it gives you donate here. And if you are on TikTok, it's also in my link in bio, but it's in my kind of link tree, and there is it's right, I think it's like the second thing in the drop down, and it's also called fundraiser. There you can find out more information about it, and you can donate if you'd like. If you are on YouTube, then you know what, give me a second. I am gonna take a second and pin the link in the comments so you guys can have access to it too. And there's also all information that you might need to be able to look at the fundraiser and do things and figure and see more information about it. Daniel Soskin 94. I'm assuming that is someone Russian. How come your English is so good? ... I don't know. I got a book and I learned it. I love when like people ask me about my English and why it's good, right? But it's not like, oh, hey, how did you learn English? It's like, how come is your English so good? How come is your English so bad? I don't know. Like, what the fuck? Because it always comes as like a question to kind of question my validity as a Ukrainian, right? Like, it doesn't come to sort of like actually ask me how I learned English or why I speak English kind of natively or fluently, right? It's sort of to accuse me of not being Ukrainian because my English is too good, right? Hi, Darta. Also, we just got a donation of, I believe, $37. So that's Robbie. Where are you? Oh, oops. Okay, so I need to see. I usually ask Robbie to help me out with these to write down what we've received, so I can save. Oh my gosh. Okay, so actually we received $50 and $37. So I'm going to write this down, and when Robbie is back, he can help me math things, because we were at 770 minus 50, that's $720 left for the fundraiser, and then minus 37, that will be $683. Look at me in math. That is $683 left to raise to be able to buy thermal underwear sets for 59th Separate Mechanized Brigade. And if we close this fundraiser on live tonight, then that's going to be one of the most one of the coolest things that has ever happened. And I will be so incredibly grateful for that. Also, someone is asking me, unironically, how did I learn English? And well, I started speaking English when I was, I think, 4 years old. And the person that I learned English from was a native speaker. They did not speak Ukrainian. So I did learn it in Ukraine. I learned it in Lviv, but I learned it from someone who was a native speaker. And so I often get a lot of questions from Ukrainians, particularly asking me how to learn English like that. And I mean, I guess like the thing is, most of these questions are kind of misdirected without people understanding that they're misdirecting them, right? Like you can learn English easily. Like you can learn how to speak as proficiently as I do by going to like English courses, by reading books, by like watching movies, right? What people mostly mean is how to get rid of your accent, right? Because I sound pretty ambiguously American. There is not really like a way to do that. The reason why I sound ambiguously American is because I started learning the language when I was really young. So there is that. But I did learn it in Ukraine, but I just had that advantage. Hi, Ola. Hi, Ola. Oh my gosh, wait. We got another donation of $40. So that brings us to 200 and then 250, $287 that we have raised on live so far. So you guys, that's kicking off really good. I think it's easy. I think it's easier for me to just like go off the fact that we needed $930 and and that's that's kind of like we needed $930 and we are substituting from there. Howdy, everyone. Hi, Sir TDS. Okay, I was watching Aravosis live and asked him how Sunny was doing, but his dog is Sasha. Yeah, I constantly keep getting asked how Sasha is doing or used to. So I feel for him there. I love that someone said your pronunciation of Ukrainian words is impeccable. Oh yeah, there was a video, I think, and someone commented on the video saying that my pronunciation of Ukrainian words is really good. And it was really funny because they didn't realize I was Ukrainian. And so they were like complimenting how well I've learned Ukrainian. And I was like, well, I mean, I would hope that my pronunciation of Ukrainian words is good, given that I'm a born and raised Ukrainian and that's my first language. So I would really hope that that's the case. But thanks. So so yeah. Okay, according to the McKinsey Global Institute, approximately 70% of the world's electronics production is presently concentrated in Asian countries, with China and Taiwan emerging as key leaders in this sector. In an 11-year study analyzing the electronics market, researchers noted that global electronics export reached 4.1 trillion in 2021, with China's electronics production accounting for 1.4 trillion. So that's almost half. Well, that's like a good 30% of the world's electronics production. That's in China. Did you just get a new dog? No, my friend Rob's dog is here, and his name is Leo. He's not my dog. So yeah, where's the dog? The dog is resting. Taiwan, renowned for hosting major semiconductor companies, holds a crucial role in this market, signifying its significant global influence. Contrary to its previous prominence, Japan, once a central hub for electronics production in 2000s, has seen a decline in its position. Paralleling the situation in the United States, researchers attribute the shift partly to the US outsourcing technology and production to nations where costs of production and labor are lower, consequently relinquishing its domestic electronics manufacturing. However, in recent times, the United States has been emphasizing the importance of bringing semiconductor manufacturing back home, acknowledging its critical role in national security concerns. So the reason why this is being talked about currently is because China is not officially allied with Russia, but is obviously helping Russia and Russian armed forces. And a lot of these semiconductor manufacturing, which is very important for the defense forces, is happening in China. And the United States and everyone else technically has to outsource most of its semiconductors from China. And while China is on Russia's side, that's really not ideal, and that is a big problem for national security. Speaking of outsourcing, and speaking of things traveling, so today was the inauguration of the newly elected president of Argentina. And I don't know if you've seen this, but basically the way that the seating arrangements worked at this inauguration is the president decided to sit Zelensky next to Orban. And the way that they set them in the parliament was that Orban was literally cornered. And Zelensky basically was able to speak to him. And I thought it was so funny, because there was just no way for him to get out. He was put literally in a corner, and he was like the last person sitting there, and Zelensky was right next to him. So they had to have a conversation. What do you think about Zelensky's working visit to the US tomorrow? That's actually a very good question. So it's not tomorrow. Zelensky's working visit is going to be on Tuesday. He's going to the White House. And there are two things that I think, there are two possibilities there. But give me 1 second. Rob, check over there on the floor, because No, he might have. So sorry. No, right by the couch. He was definitely, maybe check your room. Anyways, sorry for the distraction. So there are two things that I think might be a possibility here. One is Zelensky is there to talk to the Congress and the House, and to convince them to pass the aid bill, to show how important it is. Or usually when Zelensky comes to talk to the Congress, it's always because because some sort of like a significant aid package is being approved. Like it was the same with tanks, it was the same with F-16s. It's usually the same in all of these situations. Now, here's the thing. The good part about this aid bill is that the Republicans are not trying to not pass it, right? They're not against this aid bill. Republicans are stalling because they understand that the Democrats are going to have to pass this bill. And everybody really understands that this bill needs to be passed, because it's about so much more than just Ukraine's security. It's really about global security. And if you have been to many of my lives before, then you know all of my arguments for saying that. I will maybe go over them again tomorrow or on some other day, but I've been talking about the same thing over and over again in the past 3 days, and I really do not think that I can state these arguments one more time. So in a short term. But so basically, hi everybody on YouTube, and hi everybody on TikTok. Thank you, Francisco, and hi everyone on Instagram. So basically, where I'm going with this is it's kind of like it's tug of war between Democrats and Republicans. Republicans want quite draconian legislation to be implemented at the border. The Democrats don't want it. But the Democrats do really want to pass Ukraine aid bill, because that chamber does understand security concerns much more. And also a lot of like MAGA Republicans are in fact very Putin allied and in the Putin caucus. So the priority is to pass Ukraine aid bill. The Republicans know that this bill is going to have to be passed no matter what. So they're basically using it as a token for negotiation to get as much of what they want out of the Democrats and get them to agree on the draconian policies at the border. Because again, it's not really about negotiating something about the supplemental aid bill or trying to get, Republicans to agree to it. They agree to it. It's just that they know that this bill has to be passed, and they can use it as a token to pass the things that they want to pass that they otherwise would not have. So what's going on right now is the Democrats are trying to minimize the amount of damage that this new legislation would bring to the border, and basically negotiate Republican demands down. That's kind of what's happening. Hi, Hydrocarbon, and hi, Gord. Hi, everybody. So, for those of you that just got here, so we have been talking about news, and we have also been talking about. Sorry, something is going on with my charger. Like Apple products just keep getting worse and worse all the fucking time. Sorry. So, what was I talking about? Yes. So for those of you who just got here, I have an update for you from yesterday's fundraiser because so many people participated in it, and we were able to raise like either $800 or $900 on that live alone. This morning, the amount we needed to raise was $930, but we have already raised so far $287 just from the beginning of this live. So we now need. I am very bad at math, so I can't tell you how much we need, but we have raised $287 out of $930 that we need on the live today to fully close the fundraiser and be able to buy thermals for the military guys. So if anyone can contribute and if anyone can help us close this fundraiser today, that would be fantastic. And I would be so incredibly grateful. So 650, I don't know, you know better. Trust me, I'm so bad at I'm so bad at math that I will take your word for it. But we are at $287 out of 930 necessary. So if anybody would like to contribute, all of the links are in my link in bio. I think yesterday was a very, 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 very successful fundraising round. And if we can close this thing tonight, that would be just phenomenal. And here's the thing. You know how yesterday I said that my friend who serves in this unit. So first of all, for those of you who didn't hear this, let me give you the full story. When I went back to Ukraine in August, I stayed through October, and I met this serviceman who is Irish, and he serves in the Ukrainian Armed Forces. Thank you, Dave, who serves in the Ukrainian Armed Forces, and he's not the Foreign Legion, and he serves on a contract, and he really wants Ukraine to win, and he really does believe in the cause. And every time that he's been in recovery, and he's been in recovery 3 times in the last 3 months, like again, I met him in the hospital. He had a severe shrapnel wound in his legs. He would get out of the hospital earlier to go back to the front because he is the type of person who doesn't really care for his own well-being. He cares more for the well-being of his unit and his friends. And he's just a really, really fantastic person. And so the next time he was in the hospital because he had a bullet wound in his leg, and he left 6 days early. And this time he has a really, really, really severe injury to his knee that likely will put him out of service for 4 months. And I will have to make sure that he does not leave service early, that he does not leave rehab early because, and he is currently on his way to the hospital, so I likely will talk to him tomorrow. And you know how yesterday I said it'd be really, really nice if I called him the next time I speak to him and told him that the fundraiser is over and we have raised the whole amount. Well, so tomorrow is that day, and we still have 600 something dollars to go. Out of 930, 643. I used a calculator minus 6 because we got another $6 donation. So that would be $637 still to go. He's still not in the hospital. No, he is. Well, I think now he's in the hospital, but I haven't heard from him today because he was on the way to the hospital. So he's not going to be as reachable as normal because he's, in transportation. So if you guys think we can raise $627 through the duration of this news live, I'd be super grateful. And all of the links are in my link in bio on YouTube. It's let me find it and let me And let me pin it because I did not pin it. Also, hi, Niels. Hi, everyone. Also, if I'm not seeing your message immediately, I'm sorry because I have 3 screens in front of me and it's really hard to look at all of them at the same time. So, there we have it. Am I missing anything? That's the easy way to do it in your head. Yeah. That's actually true. That is very true. Oh, Gord is in. Look at that. You guys. Okay. I'm going to go back to doing the news, and in the meanwhile, I will keep reminding you about the fundraiser. According to Alexander Tarnavsky, the commander of the Tavria Operational and Tactical Group, OSU, the Russian occupiers operating in the Tavria direction have decreased the frequency of ground assaults and have resumed using aviation for strikes. Despite this shift in tactics, Ukrainian defenders continue to effectively hold off the enemy's attempts to encircle Avdiivka. The defense forces have successfully repelled 19 attacks by the occupiers, particularly in the eastern vicinity of Novobakhmutivka and in areas encompassing Avdiivka, Tonenke, and Pervomaiske. Oh, Pervomaiske. There have been a lot of assaults in that area recently. The armed forces of Ukraine have been able to repel those assaults quite efficiently, and they're able to inflict a lot of losses onto Russians in these areas, which is why Russians are literally at this point just throwing meat. And I mean, they have been throwing meat at Avdiivka and at Bakhmut for a very long time, but at least it was like meat in armor and meat in vehicles, so to speak. Now they very often throw people with no armor and no vehicles, and they just walk by foot, and they're just trying to send those literally for quantity, not for quality. And again, Ukrainians are repelling these attacks, and they're repelling these attacks very successfully, but of course that comes at a cost, not as high as the cost of Russians, but also we don't have as many people as the Russians do. So while it's been reported that it's 12-1 servicemen, so 12 Russian servicemen, 12 Russian deaths to 1 Ukrainian death. You also need to think about the fact that Russia has 3 times as many people as Ukraine does, and Russian deaths are untrained military, literally just untrained people thrown to the front, and our deaths are our best and brightest. So it does come at a very, very, very high price. Okay. Oh, I think we might have gotten another PayPal. Have we? Oh my gosh. Got another $45 on PayPal, which means 627. Oh my gosh. I'm just going to open a calculator. You know what? I'm going to open a calculator, and we are going to redo this. Oh, thank you, Niels, for joining. Thank you, Niels, for joining YouTube. Americans stop funding the war. No. It's for Tiger. It's for the fundraiser that's in my link in bio. It's for 59th Separate Mechanized Brigade. I talked about it just now quite extensively, but if you want to see what this fundraiser is about, please click on the link in bio. And we only have like $598 to go, but I'm going to make sure that that's what it is because let me see. I'm just gonna take out calculator. I'm just gonna launch calculator. No, that's not. I didn't want calendar. I wanted calculator. Oh no. Why does it do that? I really don't want that. I really don't want that. I just want close. Cool. I just want a calculator, not calendar. Why is it so difficult? Calculator. Does iPad not have calculators? I'm just so confused. Okay, thanks. Yeah, so give me 1 second. Hi, Ghost Skull Tattoo. And give me 1 second. I'm sorry. I know I'm being very slow right now. I just want to calculate what's what we have raised so far, and I'm not doing the best job at it because I, for some reason, don't know why. Oh, thank you, Niels. For some reason, I don't know why the calculator is not working. Okay. There you have it. Okay. So minus 45 minus, let's see. There is only 500 ad dollars left to go out of 6,000 total. Oh my gosh. Total. I can't even speak. I'm sorry, guys. You're getting like a crap end of the stick because I'm trying to calculate something while I'm doing this. But okay, so minus 45 minus 6 minus 40 minus 10 minus 45 minus 6 minus 40 minus 10 minus 45 minus 10 and then minus 37. 642. No, it's 642. Unless it's $642 that's left. When in doubt, ask the pharmacist near you. They're good at math. Are you in Ukraine right now? No, I'm not in Ukraine right now, but live a cash life. I feel you. Well, I don't live a cash life, but oh my gosh, there are two people asking the same question. No, I'm not in Ukraine right now, but I now have a plane ticket to go back to Ukraine on the 29th. So I should be back before literally right before New Year's. And I'm planning on spending hopefully 3 months back at home. And I just come back from Ukraine a month ago. So that's where we're at. Everyone literally just woke up from an explosion in Kyiv. Oh no. Oh, that's awful. I'm so sorry. It's been pretty terrorizing recently. There have been a lot more airstrikes, but that's also because that's what Russia does in the winter. They try to terrorize the civil infrastructure and critical infrastructure. And there have been a lot of explosions in Kyiv. So it's interesting because, well, it's not interesting, as in the pattern is interesting because during the summer, most of the airstrikes happen in the middle of the night, like at 3 a.m. or at 4 a.m. That's when the air raid goes off. Recently, the air raid has been going off when people are on their way to work. So 7 a.m, 8 a.m. And they're doing this on purpose. They're doing it to disrupt the civilian life even more. At this point, a lot of people have been kind of not going. There have been a lot of people who are not going to the bomb shelters, and a lot of people who just choose to stay put where they are and sleep. Because if when I was in Kyiv for a month and a half, basically I would wake up every other night at 3 a.m. to the air raid. And the first couple of weeks we would go to a bomb shelter and we would sleep there. But honestly, it's just not conducive to life like that. It's you're tired, you can't function after a while. So a lot of people just at some point they're like, you know what, if I die, I die. But you really can't keep doing that all the time. And again, yes, so there is Vitaly, I assume, on Instagram saying that Patriot system automatically went off before faster than the alarm started. Yeah, so Kyiv has superior air defense systems than other cities do. Kyiv has really good air defense. So Kyiv usually gets shelled quite a bit, but the likelihood of these missiles landing where they wanted to land is very small. However, it is not nothing, and also taking down a missile every time there is shrapnel, there is pieces of the missile that land as well. Your return to Ukraine after a long period of living in the USA is due to work on United 24. No, I don't work for United 24. I work with United 24. And I'm not coming back to Ukraine because of my work with United 24. I'm coming back to Ukraine because of my work with fundraising and because of my work with volunteering and because I want to take a combat medic course and I want to volunteer at the very least at a hospital in Dnipro. And if I feel like I can handle it, then I will volunteer at a CCP, so like stabilization point. And also because my family lives in Ukraine, and I think a lot of people misunderstand this, but I'm not like an American who has Ukrainian roots who's like going to Ukraine. I'm also not like a person whose parents moved to the United States when I was young. My parents live in Ukraine. I was born and raised in Ukraine. I lived there until I was 17 years old. I came here for college and then things just sort of happened. So I ended up living in the US. But my entire family and like everything I care about is really in Ukraine. Um, so, so yeah, I'm just going back home, you know. My brother is a paramedic who has done training with me with the military. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. There is a fantastic organization in Ukraine in Kharkiv. It's called Trident Defense Initiative. And their founder, Dan, is a really great, like, he's a really, really great instructor. He's a former Ukrainian Marine, and Trident is a non for profit, and they have trained upwards of 11,000 Ukrainian soldiers since the beginning of the full scale invasion for free. So everybody can take the course. They are needing instructors. So if you're an instructor, please go and Trident Defense Initiative, like combat medic or tactical combat practices instructor, and you would like to volunteer with them, please go on their website and fill out the form, because they always do need instructors and all of their classes are always filled to the brim because of how popular their course is. And they actually are incredibly, incredibly responsible, and they teach some of the best combat practices, combat medicine practices. And Danielle is just fantastic. So, you know, give them a whirl. Look at Trident Defense Initiative if you would like to support them. Support them if you would like to become an instructor. Please volunteer. So yeah. So there is that. I also think we just received some more donations because, yeah, oh my gosh. So we got another donation of $70.54 and then another donation of $50. So I'm going to take out the 50 first and then $70.52. And that brings us to, we now need $521.48 to go to close the fundraiser for the 49th Separate Mechanized Brigade. So $521 to go, you guys. That's we're so close. Out of $6,000, just FYI, out of 6,000. That is like an incredible result. That is such a result. Thank you, Tara. Thank you so much. That is like crazy. And you know how Russia says that they have annihilated the Nazis in World War II? They didn't. Spoiler alert. It was, the Lend-Lease and the Americans helping and all that. And every single time they want to say that they can, defeat a country at war, they say we can repeat it. So yesterday we raised about $800 in live. Can we repeat it? For a better cause? Then yeah. Oh, you want me to read the message? Okay, I will read the message. So vote liberal to save Ukraine and democracy. I mean, I do agree. Here's the thing. I have nothing against, I do want to make my position very clear, right? Because I feel like a lot of the times when you say this, it creates like a very big divide. And I think it's because the way that people talk about this is really not conducive to sort of like a leveled discussion, right? I have nothing against people who lean right or are Republican or consider themselves Republican, right? I'm a Democrat. It's just how I view the economy and how I view policies and stuff like that. But for instance, until 2016, I could have a healthy discussion or a healthy debate with someone who is on a different political spectrum in the United States. And I enjoyed it. And it's like, Just because you're voting for a different political party doesn't mean that, you and I have to be enemies, right? But the problem with the Republican Party today, and I don't mean the Republican voters, I mean the Republican Party, is that the people who are in this party, who are representing this party right now, they're MAGA fascists. And I mean literally, they're far right, crazy fascists. I mean, genuinely, people that are gung ho on taking away rights. And the thing is that that some of the people are liking it because it's the rights they agree with. But when people start taking away rights en masse, it's very, very, very soon going to turn into the rights that you don't agree with. But because they have already taken away so many other rights, you're not going to be able to do anything about it, right? So there are lots of people who identify as Republicans who watch my lives, who support Ukraine. So I'm not, I don't have this like, oh, you're a Republican, you're bad, right? I just think that a lot of people are voting red who are Republicans simply because that's their party belonging and simply because that's what they feel like they do, right? And because they don't like Democrats. But at this point, most of these people, good people, the Republican Party does not represent them. And so when you're a Republican voter and you decide in this upcoming election and in these previous elections to vote Republican, you're not even voting for people that represent you. So I understand that there is such a huge divide and there is this big sort of, idea and necessity for people to vote for their own party just because they hate the other party. But it's not about you or your ego at the moment or your party belonging, right? Like, I'm not super happy with the Democratic Party. Like, do you think I love Joe Biden? I don't. But at the same time, when it comes to voting in this particular election, blue or red, I will wholeheartedly blue all the way, because there is a difference between I don't agree with everything they do, and there is a difference between I'm scared that this country is going to become autocratic. And I'm not scared. I know it is if Trump takes presidency and if we continue putting Republicans in office. And if you look at it and you really, really look at it, these people don't represent you. They don't. They represent taking away rights. They represent taking away democracy. They represent taking away people's ability to protest. They represent taking away disagreeing with the government. And that's the difference between an autocracy and democracy. It's not like, oh, a democracy or a republic or whatever this dumb argument has been. It's literally between you can criticize your government and you can't. And the difference in a democracy is that you can criticize your government. Oh my gosh. Hi, Ryan. Haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. Are you still in Ukraine? No, but I'm coming back in about 3 weeks. So yeah, and to think that this all started with the fundraiser. So again, I'm going to repeat for those of you who don't know, there is a fundraiser going on for 59 separate mechanized brigade. And we are $521.48 away from reaching our $6,000 goal. And for those of you who were not here earlier, what we have raised already, obviously, $5,500. What did we do with that money? $3,000 has been sent to the unit directly. It's an English-speaking unit within the Armed Forces of Ukraine, so they're all volunteers. It's not Legion. They all volunteer to protect Ukraine. And I said this yesterday, and I'll repeat it. I obviously have so much support, so much admiration, and so much gratitude for absolutely everyone who serves in the military and protects us all. But when it's foreigners who join the Ukrainian army, who come, from way outside their comfort zone and come and move to Ukraine and sign a 3-year contract to defend us, when they absolutely do not have to, I have a lot of gratitude and a lot of respect for that. And so I really want to help them. So we've raised $5,500 at this point. $3,000 has been sent to the unit directly, and they're going to be buying a quad with it for reconnaissance missions. The proof of the transfer is on my Twitter, and the commander of the unit is tagged in it. then yesterday I ordered 500 dry rations from this company called Yidlo that does these like fantastic hiking rations that are also fantastic for the military. And so that's where the other portion of money went. And now we only need 500, I already forgot, $521.48 to be able to also buy 65 sets of thermals for this brigade. And the person in the brigade that I'm in contact with, that I know from the brigade personally, that I really care about, is currently on his way to the hospital. And next time I talk to him, it would be really, 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 really cool if I could tell him that the entire fundraiser is closed. And we just got another donation. Yay, thank you so much. Plus $20. We just got another $20. Will you do me $501.48 is what we have left to be able to fulfill the goal of $6,000. And you guys did that in about a week and change, which is incredible, actually. Like so incredible. Is Irish hurt? Yes. Irish is hurt. Irish is always hurt. He's, he, like that was a horrible way to say that, but to be fair, it is his third time at the hospital in the past 3 months. I met him at a hospital. He got to a hospital the day after I got back to the United States. And when I was talking to him before coming back, so actually yesterday he made a joke, and you know what, I'll share it because I think it's actually quite funny, but I was talking to him earlier this week. And I was like, oh, you know what? Last time I said I'd be home before the 10th of December, which that didn't happen. But that's just what I was planning on, right? And I said, oh, I'd be home before the 10th of December. And he was like, oh, perfect. I'll be injured by then. And I thought it was like such a stupid thing to say. And he got injured like 4 days before the 10th. So on the 6th or on the 7th or something like that. And I was like, wow, look at that. That was very precise. And he was like, yeah, at least one of us held to our word. And I'm like, yeah, in this particular situation, I wish you didn't. But yeah, he has a very severe injury of his knee. It's really bad. And he's going to live and he's going to be okay, but he does require surgery and also months and months of physical therapy. So we will see. We will see what's going on there. But I'm currently trying to, kind of figure out treatment plans in hospitals, because obviously I'm a little better at figuring out medicine. And also, if you have ever met a man who serves in the Ukrainian military, they literally do not care at all for their own health. Oh my God. Okay, I don't know if I should announce the name of the person or if I shouldn't. But we just got a $500 donation. And, I will put the $1.48 from my own. Oh my God. I don't know if the person wants me to say $7,000. I'm joking. I mean, hey, that increases the quality of the thermals, but oh my God, you guys. Rather not you guys, you guy. I don't know if the person wants to be announced. But whoa, that was insane. That was very, very insane. And thank you very, very much. Oh my God, you guys, I love you. You're such a freaking amazing community. Because Rob, did you just comment from my YouTube? Did you just say holy moly guacamole? It came.
That's me.
No, it says Yulia. But you guys, here's how you're such an amazing community. So again, I don't know if the person wants me to announce them as as the person who gave this super generous $500 donation, but there was $1.48 left, and John sent me $1.48. That that was left to fully close the fundraiser. You're so funny. You guys are so funny. Also, thank you, John. And oh my gosh, plus $1 for the pod who's got the 48 cents. Michael, actually, John got that covered. But you guys are so funny. You're hilarious. Thank you. And yeah, I mean, hey, I and the person, if you would like me to announce who you are, I'm happy to do that. I just don't know if you do, because I used to like announce every single donation with the name from the person, and then like, you know, they would like donate and be like, please don't announce my name. And I was just like, okay, you know what, safe bet is people don't want their name announced, especially when they donate larger amounts. So yeah, you know, thank you very much for coming back with a bang, literally. But wow, that is freaking, that is wild. You guys, oh, you guys and you guy, you know who you are. But oh my god, I actually can't wait to let Irish know that that happened. And that's wild. That's so cool and so wild. I just can't believe it. I knew we could do it. Oh, you guys. Well, I mean, I knew we could do it because you guys are actually like, and I don't say this enough. Maybe I do, I don't know. But you're a very, 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 very generous and kind and caring community. And I don't know how we've built that in the past 2 years, but we did. And I stop commenting for my name. No.
Yeah.
No. And I am so incredibly like grateful for all of you. Yeah, hi Kyiv. Yeah, so there are in a piece of a little more bitter news, there are explosions ringing out in Kyiv, and people are waking up to the sounds of air alarms, and it's not nearly as fine and dandy as it is over here with us celebrating celebrating, you know, the closing of the fundraiser. And that's kind of, you know, I think this is actually quite so a lot of the times when people say how is it that, you know, Ukrainians are living a normal life and stuff like that. So living in Ukraine is very similar to the emotional roller coaster in a way, through which this is kind of very, so this is very symbolizing of what life in Ukraine is like, right? 1 minute, we are really happy and we're going about our day and we're drinking coffee and we're doing something and we're being productive. And another minute, there is an explosion 10 feet away from us. That's life in Ukraine. To be fair, there's no donation too small. There isn't. Oh, fallen rocket degrees. Darnitsa? Yeah, so the explosions that you're hearing in Kyiv are the work of the air defense. The debris from rockets is falling. So yeah, there is that, and I'm really sorry. This is an awful, this is a god awful way to wake up, and I remember it, and I'm, you know, gonna soon experience it again. Sorry, let me just try and connect. So if you guys are feeling super generous today, however, sorry, this was a very bad. This was a horrendous seg, but one of the things that I have noticed that I think is it's kind of like a gimmick, but a very sweet, useful sort of gimmick when you're in the military. So a lot of my friends who are in the military, they will drive between the front line and Kyiv on deliveries, and they will drive between the front line and Kyiv because a lot of them are in reconnaissance, and that's how it works. And their military vehicles are these like really old vehicles that do not have stereo systems or aux cords or anything. And so anytime I talk to them and they're in the vehicle, the music that I hear in the background is always like, story of my life, searching for the right, but it keeps avoiding me. Because it's like literally like 2000s hits, and they can't control what they're listening to because they never have, like, they really never have, and they don't have, you know, they don't they don't have aux cord things because again, it's just really old vehicles and they're usually like in a condition of almost dying because they're likely going to be hit with artillery or something. So I found this little speaker. It is $70 on sale on Amazon. And I bought one for one of my friends in the military because I literally just talked to them on the phone. And that's what I heard. I heard a bunch of these like terrible the music in the background. And I was like, why are you listening to this? And they were like, oh, but well, because I don't have an aux cord. And and so this particular speaker is like it's this big, it's waterproof, and it has an AM FM radio in it. So it's you can technically maybe like listen to the Russians through it, maybe if you're on a position. So like, maybe. And I wanted to get one for Torque for Christmas, and I can't afford to. If you know who Torque is and you wanted to help contribute to buying Torque the Christmas present, because I think the Christmas present is a really cool idea, then guys, no. Oh my gosh.
No.
1 sec, sorry. Oh my gosh, are you okay? Cindy, why are they fighting you?
No. Is she okay?
Yeah, I think so.
Let me see. Leo. Let me see.
I think so. She's fine. She looks fine.
He looks okay.
Cindy, come here. Which one did I even started with? Cindy, come here. Hi. Sorry, the dogs got in a fight. Happens sometimes, unfortunately.
Leo, come here. Leo, no.
Vasil, no. Oh my gosh. So here is the thing, you guys. I see John says we could do a fundraiser if the best girl pops on, and by that you mean Cindy. But the thing is, Cindy and Leo almost killed each other just now, and the other day when that happened, I received this little battle wound. So Cindy needs to chill out for a second, and so does Leo, and so they're not going to be making any appearances. I'm so sorry. But anyways, so we do. There is $35 that has been generously donated by, generously put together by Fella and Kat for the speaker. So technically there is $25. So there is another, yes, everyone's okay. So there is another 45 to go. So if that interests someone, given the holiday spirit, then that would be cool too. But you totally do not, you guys have done quite a bit. But I'm gonna go but I will show you the speaker because I think it's a really cool gift for any of you that are outdoorsy in general, and anyone that who is in the military or outdoorsy. I actually recommended it to a couple of people that I know have friends in the military because I think it's a cool gift because it's not necessarily super military related, because I feel like what we get to the military is always something super military related. But this is like kind of personal and nice, but also cool for the military. So it's this portable. Okay, so this is this portable Bluetooth. This is this portable Bluetooth speaker. It's JBL makes good speakers, yes, but so this one is waterproof. It's tiny, and it's not like portable. It's literally like this big. So it's the size of my hand, and trust me, my hands are small. So it's a tiny, tiny little speaker, and it actually produces a lot of sound, like a very good sound. It is it has a lot of really, it's made out of metal, so it's not gonna break. It's, oh, Joe, you have that one. It's rugged. And it's really, really cool. And it has a flashlight installed in it, which is why I think it's a really cool thing for the military. And nobody make. Yes, there are drop tests online, and nobody make any prepubescent jokes here, but it does have a built-in flashlight. And you know, I know you guys, you like making prepubescent jokes. Thank you, Ryan. Good night. And yeah. I'm sorry, I did not know if if I should announce the $500 donor because Cindy and Leo decided to kill each other. Oh, I know why they fought, Robbie.
What?
Because she found the stick. It was on the table.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they fought over the stick. What do you mean? It's food.
Is it? Oh, it's food.
It's not like, yeah, it's not.
Oh.
I mean, as in like it's like basically an equivalent of, it's an alternative to dog cheese, but it's not. It's Himalayan salt stick, and it's
I didn't know they could like, eat it. I thought it was like a bone.
no, they could eat it. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. The British Ministry of Defense has indicated that Russia has initiated a more concentrated series of airstrikes aimed at dismantling Ukraine's energy infrastructure. Intelligence reports highlights that on the night of December 7th, the Russian Air Force conducted a significant wave of attacks on Kyiv and central Ukraine, making the first such intensive assault since September 21st. These attacks, believed to be executed by likely Tu-95 heavy bombers, involved the launch of at least 16 cruise missiles. Initial assessments suggest that despite this onslaught, most of the missiles were effectively intercepted by Ukrainian air defense systems, as noted by analysts. While regrettably one civilian lost their life, the extent of damage resulting from the attack remains relatively minimal at this stage, as affirmed by the British Defense Ministry. Thank you, Tara. Javier Milei has been officially inaugurated as the president of Argentina. The ceremony witnessed the presence of Zelensky alongside Orbán and Bolsonaro. That is a very, very interesting combination. So this is a video that everybody has been sharing all over the internet, and it's Zelensky talking to Orbán, and people are trying to figure out what's being said there because obviously no one can hear. So yeah, Zelensky's like, such an interesting. Orbán is like talking so much. It's a very interesting, and it seems like a lot of politicians in the background are just like staring at it, trying to figure out what they're talking about. Because I mean, aren't we all? I'm very curious as to what these two had to talk about. Well, not poor Zelensky. Actually, it's good that he got to talk to Orbán because Orbán just avoids him, right? It's not in his interests. But the way that the seating arrangements worked, Orbán was cornered next to Zelensky, and so he had no way of getting away, basically. The situation in the eastern region continues to pose challenges. The adversary persists in their offensive across the entire front, remarked Syrski. In a collective effort, we have made crucial decisions and implemented measures to fortify our defense, safeguard the lives of our soldiers, and prudently manage our ammunition. He conveyed during a meeting with commanders responsible for the eastern defense. There are a lot of challenges, and now especially there are strikes at the Polish border. And now so there are a lot of trucks stuck, and a lot of humanitarian cargo, like any type of cargo, is stuck and isn't able to come through. For instance, right now there is actually a huge shortage of thermals in Ukraine because they're stuck at the border. And it's Christmas, so a lot of people are ordering things from abroad. A lot of people are ordering supplies, and so the queue just keeps getting larger and larger and larger. And it's really, really difficult to get things. It's really, really difficult to get things into Ukraine and get things out of Ukraine because of these strikes. And now, Hungary, of course, is also going to be joining this strike because, of course, it's all reinforced by Russia and supported by Russia. And there is also going to be one in Slovakia, which is great. They're just trying to blockade all the borders so nothing comes into Ukraine. The destruction of a Russian surveillance complex is the result of an action by Muram P, a drone from the Code 9.2 unit of the 92nd Assault Brigade in the Bakhmut district. The Muram series comprises modern surveillance systems capable of visual recognition at a range of 10 kilometers using a camera and up to 4 kilometers with a thermal imager. The commander-in-chief of the Swedish Armed Forces visited the front line. During the meeting, General Buden spoke with artillerymen and infantrymen of the 45th Separate Artillery Brigade, who were trained in Sweden and highly appreciated their combat work. That's actually really cool, and it's really nice that leaders are starting to visit Ukraine again, because that's actually a very large show of support as well. And it does show that a lot more. So for a while there, these visits have stalled and stopped, and they do give kind of like they contribute to emotions, right? People see that leaders of countries come to Ukraine, they visit the front lines, they know that these leaders care, they know that things are happening, and they know that Luther the Anger translation. And it creates buzz, right? It creates buzz. It creates sort of like a feeling of remembering what's happening in the country from which this leader is coming. And it also really, really supports our armed forces because they see that everyone cares. This like sort of feeling at the front, knowing that people outside care, is really important. And it really goes a very long way. So it's really important to continue doing these things. That's all I have for you for tonight. Thank you for staying, and thank you for listening, and thank you for caring and donating, especially. Thank you to our anonymous donor. I just got an email, but I don't know for what, because usually when I get like an email notification there, it's PayPal, but I don't see anything on PayPal. But I was gonna say, if anyone does want to contribute to Torque, is the fundraiser over? Yes, the fundraiser. We did close the fundraiser, but I'm trying to use this moment of everybody being very happy and offer thanks to the 500 benefactor. Yeah. We're not forgotten. Yeah, we're not forgotten. And a lot of people do care, and a lot of people help, and a lot of people call their governments. And there are so many people I personally know that consistently try to advocate for lethal aid on higher levels. And it's just the disinformation space is really concentrated, and it is there to make us believe that no one cares. And that's exactly what it's doing, and it's succeeding at it. Don't let it. So that's that. Well, thank you everyone for your attention. If anyone wants to, help me get Torque a radio, because we're all very happy today and it's a very happy day. I never comment, but I'm going to do everything I can. Aw, thank you so much. And honestly, like I was saying this, if you really want to make a soldier's day, you don't even have to donate anything. You can send them a postcard from abroad saying that you care, because that really lifts spirits and it really helps. Like if you can't donate, it really helps. Plus a lot of people are now distracted with Venezuela and Gaza. Yeah, I mean, the Venezuela thing is it is such work of Russia. Oh my gosh. How would I go about donating? So you can go hydrocarbon. The link right here. Whoa, right here. There is a pinned link. And in that link, there is a PayPal, there is a Venmo, there is a Revolut. You can use either one of the methods that is convenient for you. And yeah, that's that. How would you go about doing the postcard thing? That is, so I have a PO box in my link in bio, and if you want to send postcards to Ukrainian soldiers, because right now, you know, things are not really moving through the border, you can send them to my PO box, and I will take it all with me and send it to random units that I know. So if you would like to do that, there is, if you go to beacons.ai / not fundraiser, but Yulia, like the same way as my YouTube, I have a PO box there. All right. I will see you tomorrow, guys. Thank you for thank you for watching. Okay. Bye. Wait. And wait.
Leon?
End stream. Sir Grimsalad. Have a good evening. Thank you. Bye, guys. Good night. Oh, hi, Ozzy T.